Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duckbricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick. Alrighty, so next up we have set number 80034, Nezha's Fire Ring, retailing for $100 US. And let me tell you, this was one of my most anticipated sets of the entire January 1st, 2022 wave of releases. It features a whopping 7 minifigs, a skeleton, the Lady Bone Demon, a minion for Macaque himself, Monkey King, Monkie Kid, and Nezha, which is a really great assortment of figures and includes the exclusive armored up version of Monkey Kid, which is a really cool figure to get, as well as the exclusive Nezha figure. The Macaque figure is absolutely excellent, returning from the previous set we just took a look at, the Macaque mech, and the Monkey King is just kind of in his casual outfit, which we've seen in previous waves of MK. Of course, the minion is the same design for across all of the different sets, and the Bone Demon also is in the same exact configuration we saw her in last in the Bone Demon mech. So really the only 2 exclusive minifigs are here, but it's nice to see actually some new minifigures being included throughout the set. Now this does feel like a bit of a strange set to me in terms of being a little bit scattered in its focus, and this is a problem that does affect some of the Monkey Kid sets. So on the one hand, you have a throne for the Bone Demon. I don't really know what this is doing in the set, maybe it'll make more sense in the TV show, but I don't really know why this throne is even here. It just feels like kind of a use of extra budget. They maybe had extra budget for the set itself that wasn't taken up by the main vehicles, so they decided to throw this in, which is a completely unrelated third tertiary villain. Here we have the main villain and his vehicle. This is actually a really nice glider here. I actually really love the design of this. It kind of reminds me of these Space Police 3 vehicles we saw back in 2009. Feels very much like it would be at home in a space-themed LEGO display. So honestly, if this was a set by itself, if they sold this for say $25, I would have happily bought it on its own. And that's kind of the thing with Monkey Kid. Some of the best builds are side builds to much larger sets. Of course though, the main attraction is the Fire Ring itself, and this is the main thing I was super excited for with this set in particular. But there are a few other things to take a look at first. First of all, the new armored up MK figure is really cool. I love the armored design of the side printing on the arms. That's just such a cool figure to me. He also has a very nicely detailed visor there, which is a cool display. Just an awesome figure to get in general, and one of my favorite versions of the Monkey Kid figure. Despite him maybe not being as detailed as other ones with no dual molded legs, the side printing on the arms really makes this figure that much more special to me. And this is one of the coolest designs we've gotten for him yet. What's also very nice is the little flyer here that he uses actually doubles as a staff. You'll notice that there's a staff element here. If you want to remove the candlestick pieces from the front and back of the Cloud Flyer, take this piece here, you can add them on, and there you go. It's just a slightly larger scaled up staff for him, which makes sense because the staff size can grow and shrink throughout the TV show itself. So this is really cool to get. Really like that you can actually rebuild this into different things. Even if it's a very, very simple build itself, it's just something that I think is kind of cool to get. And of course, looking at the Nezha figure, this is another nice figure featuring another very classic Monkey King character. It features a brand new cape as well, which is a cool build to see, and is using the monowheel inspired design or the wheel inspired design, which you can see on his main build right here. So let's take a look at the main attraction itself, because this is just such a cool and unique LEGO build. We haven't really gotten things like this from LEGO before, unless you count General Grievous's wheel bike. Other than that, I can't think of another way that we got this, and certainly not at this scale. And it works really well, although your mileage will vary. I actually did test this on a few different surfaces. There were some surfaces, like the hardwood floor, where unfortunately the wheel would just slide along. Like it would just slide like this, it would not spin, so that was kind of sad. But for this kind of surface, and of course on carpet, you're gonna get your best mileage out of the set here. And this is just such a cool design to play with as a toy. I love the way this looks. It's just such a very unique design for a LEGO build, and really only something that you'd see out of Monkey Kid. So you can see right here that they are using some really nicely colored transparent pieces on the centerpiece here. These are studs on the side blocks that are recolored in transparent orange, which is so cool to get. You also have the flame piece being used here to really adhere the roller coaster wheels together, making sure everything stays together. This is actually using a lot of really great balancing techniques to make sure the back is equally as balanced as the front. So that's why you have these massive flame exhausts in the back. It's just such a cool vehicle. I love the way this looks. It's one of my favorite Monkie Kid vehicles ever, and probably one of my favorite original LEGO vehicles they've ever done. So this is absolutely fantastic. Well done, LEGO, for executing such a unique concept and one of the best MK vehicles yet. Oh yeah, it also has these little flame things on the side. They don't really add anything to the build. I feel like this is just, again, extra budget, which does feel like a lot of the other stuff in the set, but you do have those in case you want to play with them. But then that goes on to the matter of value. So again, this set is $100 US, and this is a very strange set because you've got two different villain factions which seemingly are unrelated and unaligned. You have some random side flame pieces. You have a pretty weird assortment of minifigures. You've got a side character being the main focus of the set. You've got the main villain of this year, the main villain of last year, and you've also got a minion for this year's main villain. It just kind of feels a little scattered to me, and I'm not necessarily sure what's going on with the idea or concept behind this set in general. I think that this would have maybe worked out a little bit better if they say sold this separately for $60, maybe even $70. I would have paid $70 because this is a really cool design. So if they sold this separately as its own set, maybe you have this, you have the Nezha figure, you have an evil minion, you've got maybe the armored up MK, and yeah, sure, throw in Monkey King as well. So this could be its own set. And then you could maybe have a villain theme set. If you just had the macaque jet, this could have been a nice way to get the figure for cheap, say a $25 set. You could maybe have a bit of a hero build here to make it a $30 set for two speeder bikes chasing each other. This could be good. Not really sure where this fits in. I don't know why we're getting a throne for last year's main villain in this wave. Feels like a very odd inclusion for this set in particular, but I guess they needed to include it in some set because she is still one of the main threats. Spoilers for the TV show, but essentially the previous season ended with her winning, and the heroes kind of have to go off on their own to go on a quest to be able to become powerful enough to defeat her. So I can imagine her being the main villain of, say, the summer wave of sets, so maybe this is just a hint towards what's to come. Otherwise, though, this is a really cool set, albeit a little bit scattered like some of the Monkie Kid sets tend to be, but really makes up for it by this fantastic design. And again, if you are lucky enough to pick this up in a region outside of North America, it's priced a lot better in other regions. So do keep that in mind as you go ahead and purchase this. If you can find it on sale, that's really going to be fantastic as well. Although $100 for all this doesn't seem too bad for me. It feels pretty fair for what you get. I just don't know why it needed to be $100 for all this, and why they couldn't have just sold things separately. Alright, and with that, we have summed up this mini LEGO review. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and do let me know down in the comments below what do you think of this set. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And if you own it, what have been your experiences with building and playing with the set itself? Also, let me know in the comments if you like this format of mini reviews. I'm trying to put them out on a fairly regular basis, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon.